Okay, Red Zone Stage 1 was a lot of fun. So now we're moving into Red Zone Stage 2. Now, the first stage was versus Mercenary Tao, the iconic Dragon Ball villain that everybody's a huge fan of, I'm sure. Everybody has watched OG Dragon Ball, right? But, jokes aside, this is Stage 2 versus WHEELO. WHEELO had everybody a little bit nervous, on their toes, if you will. With an AOE, because like when you see the AOE, people always like to tweak and be like, oh my god, it's an AOE, this fight's gonna be so hard and stuff like that, but ultimately I don't believe it ends up being too bad. And we're also in a position here where what is the proper term that I'm looking for? This stage is just nowhere near on the level of Fusion Zamasu or anything like that, so you really have nothing to worry about, especially when you have two Orange Piccolos running around. It makes it very hard for AOE units to kind of, or AOE bosses to really get in the damage that they're trying to get. So it's like, we're gonna use orange, I believe, twice in this video, and what we'll do is I'll just kind of, I'm pre-recording it on my iPhone screen recording, I'll kind of quickly like thumb through it and just go right through. You guys get the idea with Orange Piccolo, right? Where it's like, I don't need you guys to sit there for 4 minutes and just see the same animation over and over and over. Like, you get the point. Like, we're just trying to get rid of the AoE. The damage is whatever. If we get damage, cool. If we don't, okay. But there have yet to be category missions or anything like that for this specific setup or these events, right? It's just clearing them. So you can just use whatever team you want. You can see here that we are going with the superhero team, double Orange Piccolo for obvious reasons. We have Trunks and Vegeta for their guard and defensive stacking. We have Beast Gohan for the key beam nullification, as well as just his guard at the beginning. Very underrated unit, as I said in the last video. I think you guys, or maybe not even you guys, but just the community in general kind of gives this guy a lot of flack because he's not Beast, but I do think overall this unit is solid. I've kind of been on the mountaintop since I pulled him, where it's like, yeah, this guy's good, but definitely could be better. It just sucks that he's not Beast, right? But everybody knows that. It's been a year at this point. And we also have Gamma 1 for his damage reduction and guard ability for the beginning of the fight, because this is not going to take any more than like 11 to 12 turns, so it should be, if he just takes like one super, he should be fine with the guard and damage reduction. So that is kind of what we are targeting, right? Yeah, there's Beast doing his thing. Right there did not get to 24 Ki, so that was unfortunate. But Ki is like the big issue with that guy, so... you know how it be. I have to type up something very quickly as we're doing this, so let's continue to enjoy the gameplay. And we will continue to go through that, right? Okay. All right. So, sorry. What do we got here? Yeah, so Trunks and Vegeta took a little bit right there. So continue with what we have on the team. Tech Vegito Blue for his guaranteed dodges that he would have in the transformation turn. You guys know the value of that. It's always coming through for you. And then we also have STR Piccolo, because there are a couple movie heroes on the team, and he should be just fine with Orange Piccolo, with Beast Gohan, with Gamma 1. We have enough movie heroes running around to the point where his guard, his damage reduction, all that will be fine. Gamma 1 is a... less defensive but more offensive version of kind of what STR Piccolo brings to the table, in my opinion, with his guard and his damage reduction and stuff like that. He is mostly a tank, but can do a little bit of damage because they did give him some respectable form of damage, right? Just with like the crits and stuff that he can do. He's nowhere near on the level of Gamma 2 in terms of damage, but he does make more than make up for that with the terms of his defensive ability, because I'm sure, as you guys know, defensive abilities are everything in 2024. You just have to have some type of utility defensively at this point if you really want to kind of truly set yourself apart. Guard, damage reduction, all that fun stuff. That's kind of where you need to be. But because it's like they've set it up where every unit, it feels like they have an innate chance to crit, or of some sort, of like a guaranteed additional in some way, shape, or form. So it's like that's what separates the good from the best, right? Like the only reason Orange Piccolo is where he is just because of the giant transformation, because the giant transformation is not balanced at all in terms of like the modern day. When you can take away the enemy supers, you can take away AoEs, and where AoEs are being the difficult portion of the game, that is where Orange Piccolo is going to thrive, right? And offensively and defensively, he can look like a juggernaut with all the defensive utility that he's bringing from that giant form. That is why I have him at number 1. It's not a matter of, like, I know people like to argue Bulma and stuff like that, but I don't think Bulma because Bulma can give all the support that she wants, but she can't take away an AoE, and she can't take away an enemy super before the turn even starts, right? So that is why Orange Piccolo is still number 1, but I'm sure most of you watching this video know that. But now I think is where we start getting into the Orange Piccolo phase coming up here soon. Now what we can do, I believe we catch a break here and we can actually float Trunks and Vegeta off if we wanted to. But we do just, yeah, this is how I feel like I want to do it, because our Trunks and Vegeta here just are at 0 risk. There's no way they can take any damage, and we're just not able to go into Beast yet, so, or not Beast, go into Orange Piccolo yet, so that's fine. At the type neutral setting here, no type disadvantage to type advantage, 10.9 million right there, pretty good for 69%. Yeah, he looks pretty impressive. So, with him being tech, I believe, oh, this is phase 2. Yeah, we wouldn't even want to use the AOE, or the orange anyway, that's why, okay. Just trying to remember the gameplay of this. So this is, I believe, a 3-phase fight, so yeah, obviously we would not want to use our AOE in this portion at all, or take away the AOE because there's not one to be there. So we will be transforming into orange in the next phase if it's WHEELO, so. That is why it's going to take a little bit, compared to the last fight, this one being 3 phases compared to the last one being 1. It is a little bit of a dramatic difference in terms of overall time it took to beat it. Like, this screen recording is like 14-15 minutes compared to the last one where I do like 1.5 run, right? Because I die in the first one, and it ends up being about 6 minutes, so... You know, we're not padding out to the 10-minute mark. No reason to. Just want to show the completion for the sake of kind of Dokkan coverage, right? You know, there hasn't been a ton of stuff to do on Dokkan. It's like tonight, some stuff dropped, but it was all pretty minuscule, like, to the point where I don't think I would cover it. Like, I'm sure most of you do not care about an Extreme Z area, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. And also, I'm just not the best at talking about stuff that it's like where it's just like whatever, right? Especially in that case. I guess right there, what I should have done... I don't know why I didn't go for the physical orbs with Bestio right there, because that would have been a guaranteed 24 key for him. Interesting play there, Mr. Vilify. I'm not sure. Maybe I was tired. It was 2:55 in the morning at that time, so maybe that was the answer. But 8.1 there, not bad from Bestio. Maybe we get that additional super, maybe we don't, but we are to the point where I believe his guard has ran out. So defensively, it could be a little bit problematic, but... if Piccolo wants to throw a beast or a super at us, that it would be a beam, excuse me, that would be a nullification. So that is kind of what that guy brings to the table still. Beam nullification is very overpowered, but we are starting to kind of move into the, like, I don't want to call like the animations good for the bosses yet, because this one is extremely basic, but like a lot of these modern supers that we get have like a punch involved, and it's not just a straight blast, right? So that is where things do get a little bit tricky, if you will. But right there, that's an easy 24 key for Piccolo. And then I was going to say we want to grab the STR orb, then go for the AGL with VB, and then we don't have guaranteed dodging, but we do have that dodge chance in the 3rd slot. So if VB ends up being relied upon, he should be able to put in work at that 3rd slot, with especially being close to 24 key. I believe he did hit 24 key because of the 2 key that Piccolo gives when he gets hit. So, oh no, he's a little bit closer to the 18. So he's at, right there, that's what, 20 key right there? Not bad. And Piccolo getting a little dodge in. You want to put dodge on everybody, even Piccolo. Always put some type of dodge on. Can be 3, can be 5, can be full dodge. Just have a little bit there. You never know when it's going to help. All right, so 8.5 right there from Vegito Blue. Not bad. And now we are moving into, I believe, yeah, so I can see it already on like the little iOS preview that we're going to be going into Beast. So again, I don't want to take up too much of your time with the Beast portion. So whenever I swipe up, I will kind of just like thumb through this as I'm talking, and we will make sure you don't miss any of the action. So we're going to swipe up. We're going to do the nullification beam with Beast in the attempt to get rid of the AOE, and ultimately it does. I don't believe it does because it's not the first hit. So now we want to make sure that we get rid of it. We are going to move into orange, and we are just going to quickly spam through this so you guys don't miss anything, and we can check the damage. So right there after that turn, we are at, it just moved right through it, right? Yeah, just want to make sure we see everything, we don't miss a thing. Now I'm going back because I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, but you can see it's just a whole lot of beast orange action. There's not a lot going on here. So, all right, yeah. Just want to make sure. All right, let's move on. This is extremely professional. But there we go. So now we're moving into the next portion. Oh, yeah, that was right. I'm dumb. But now we want to do the actual turn. For some reason, I didn't think Trunks and Vegeta were on the... were on that rotation. I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss a portion? But no. So now we're just going to do the same thing again with Beast Gohan and stuff like that. But this is like the regular turn that we're going to be looking through. And then on the next turn, I believe we take the AoE away as well. So that'll be 2 portions of Orange Piccolo. And that is a whole lot of the run just right there. It's like half of the gameplay is just me trying to get through the orange portion. So 12.5 with type advantage right there from Ultimate Gohan. Very impressive turn there. So that is nice. And then I believe Orange is actually going to end up securing this run for us. So 8.5 right there as well. I believe at this point for me, he is at 79%. I hadn't pulled the second copy yet. He might be at 90 because that's what he's at right now after my summons. But again, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. He was either 79 or 90% there. So I'm starting to get to the point where this Ultimate Gohan has really kind of grown on me as the year has went on. And that's really cool, honestly. So 1.8 right there from Trunks of Vegeta. If they had gotten another super with a crit, it might have been the end of WHEELO, but I could see just from looking there is more gameplay to take care of. So that is not the end of it. So boom, 1.1 right there. If that had been a crit, we would have been done. So now, yeah, it sucks that we didn't have VB right here, but I think it's what I just, maybe I don't even do Orange at this point. Yeah, I don't, or I'm like, we don't even need it. Like, we just got to land one hit. So that was smart, right? It's just like, forget about it. Like, we really don't need it. So there you go. Both the new red zone stages done with no items. The superhero team is just too much for these guys. Hopefully the Harudegarn stages are a little bit harder than what we are seeing here, because this is just, you know, not the hardest thing in the world, but the AOE could make some teams interesting, especially if you don't have Orange laying around. So let me know what you guys think of the stage. Too easy, too hard for you if you play JP. If you're waiting for it on Global, let me know if you're excited for it, but leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. I'll catch you guys in the next one.